Yo, YouTube, what's up with y'all, man? It's your boy Elijah B, and I'm back at y'all with a brand new video. And y'all already know what the drill is, bro. Like, comment, and subscribe down below, because y'all already know what kind of time it is, man. By the way, I actually got some very good news for y'all, man. So I just checked my YouTube account and all that, and I got 44 subscribers. For everybody who is subscribed to me, or has subscribed to me, or what am I talking about? Has been at least subscribed to me. Bro, thank you for the love and the support, dog. Like, I really fucking appreciate this shit. Like, I really could use the support, man. Like, seeing my subscribers at 44 views, seeing this shit just makes me feel good, man. So, thank you for thank you to everybody, and for everybody who has contributed to this. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Who knows? Maybe if I was able to give back to you guys in some kind of way, shape, fashion, or form, I would. But I don't know how to do that or have the funds to do that right now, so that's not happening. But let's get started with this video. So today I want to, I've been doing a lot of faceless videos lately, and I already gave y'all that explanation last video. I'm not gonna get into that shit. Let's just talk about, I want to talk about being, hold on, being attractive versus being unattractive, part two. And for anybody who is subscribed to my YouTube channel, for anybody who watches my channel, you can scroll down a little bit and look at my much older videos, and you'll see a video of me talking about being attractive versus being unattractive and all that, where I had those green, yellow, and red crayons or whatever, and I was talking some shit about that. But today I'm back at y'all with, I'm just gonna come at y'all with the part two real quick. And this isn't, I know lately maybe I might have been like talking about like doing rant videos and all that, but this isn't a rant. This is me just rambling, running my mouth, little vent, not late night vent session, as I believe some people will call it. But let's get into this. Let's get into it. So, being attractive versus being unattractive. So I mean, being attractive or being unattractive is a part of life, and it's also, if we really think about it, it's also a very important part of life at that. Like, attract. Like, let's look at the. Let's look at the word attractive. Let's take the IVE off of attractive. Now, what do you have left? Attract. So when you're attractive, you have, I'm not saying like you, everything will just come like out of, like come out of the sky. Like, I mean, you obviously still got to put in some kind of work and put in some kind of grind, or do, you know what I'm saying? You obviously still got to put in some kind of work to get it, but it's stuff that seems to naturally come to you. Like, not even things that like someone would have to work for, like, oh, like finding a partner. I'm actually high as fuck right now. I don't know. My brain is just like, I can't think of like a lot of shit to say, but y'all get like the perks or the perks of being attractive and all that. And then there's also the saying that people also treat you based on how you look. So if you look very good or you look very attractive, then people are going to treat you in a positive way. This is and then vice versa for unattractive or less attractive people. Okay, and then I also want to talk about, I kind of want to talk about life as an unattractive or an unattractive male. So when you look at these attractive people, let's look at the life that they're living. And this isn't me trying to like watch anybody or compare myself to anybody. I don't care about none of that shit. I'm just talking just to talk, man. So these attractive people, they're very healthy, they're very happy. They have a partner, they have a decent amount of money, and they're living a very decent and living a good and healthy enough lifestyle. We all have our bad days and all that. Everyone has like a bad day, or everyone has a day where, you know what I'm saying, maybe they're not feeling so good, or maybe they're going through it emotionally. Maybe they could have just lost somebody important to them, or somebody close to them, or, you know what I'm saying, something like that, right? But most of the vast majority of the time you see them upbeat, energetic, they're happy, they're smiling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these people are like genuinely happy. And I mean, yes, you have some, I mean, and I'm on, and I mean, you do have like some of your, like, people who have money and have all the resources, but they still choose to do drugs and do all this other shit. But other than that, this isn't this isn't me trying to say like oh that like I guess you could say in a way that being attractive is like a part of being successful, because at the same time you also do have to like put in some kind of work. But then wait, actually, I just thought of something. Wait, hold on. I just thought about something. Um, so I have an example of this. Okay, so put like two people on a sidewalk or whatever, or put them on a corner and tell them to sell like a certain product, nothing illegal, like something like innocent, like I don't know, maybe like I don't know, sell lemonade, sell some chocolate, some shit like that. Okay, right? And so obviously the attractive person, he'll be able to attract more business from people. He'll be able to attract more opportunities and attention, because no homo, pause, but actually I don't need to say that. This so-called character these so-called characters I just brought up, the attractive one and the unattractive one, is more attractive. And then the unattractive one is gonna have a much more difficult and a much more harder time making the money. He's gonna have a whole lot more difficult. I mean, he's less likely to get opportunities. What is it? I said something else. Hey, hold on. Oh, he won't. Oh, it'll be harder for him to. Oh yeah, that's what I said. Okay, my bad. I stuttered a little bit, but he's not gonna get that business from people. He's not gonna get that attraction from people, because he's unattractive, so he's less attractive, so he's not gonna be able to attract, and he's gonna be more difficult or much more harder for him to attract anything. And then at the same time, here's the thing that maybe some of you might want to know when it comes to business. Here's a little business tip, or here's a I don't know. I just thought of something when it comes to business, right? So business, or owning a business, or having a business. Whenever you're selling a product, not only are you selling the product, you're selling yourself as well. Because think about it, you have to attract, because you have to sell yourself to people in order to make them want whatever you're giving out. And if you can't sell yourself, or you're not attractive enough for people to come to you to give out whatever you have, then how are you going to sell anything? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like an attractive salesman, and it like no like oh yeah, I don't need to say pause or no homo, because this is just like a fictional made up character in my mind that I'm just talking about right now and using for an example. But you know what I'm saying, he won't have a whole lot of trouble. The attractive person is more confident, the more happier, they're more optimistic. They always seem like laid back, very relaxed, very chill. They seem very just like loose. They can get jiggy with it, if you want to use that as well. But then like look at how attractive, and I'm not even trying to like, I don't even know. Like I'm not even trying to like compare myself to nobody else or do none of that shit. I'm just talking from my point of view. But you always see these attractive people like living a decent life. It's a whole lot easier for them to make money. They have multiple. Then think about it. Like some of the most attractive people are very popular and also very rich, because they're attractive. So they can attract the attention. They can attract the business, the opportunities, and the attention that they need in order to get to where they're at now. And please don't try to protest or argue me. Oh no, they had to grind. They had to go through hell. No, they didn't. I mean, maybe some of them had to go through. Maybe some of them had to go through some kind of hell and suffering. But some of these niggas didn't have to really go through shit like that. They didn't. And then I also want to talk about. I'm also going to talk about. Start talking about sex and relationships. Yep. I'm taking it there. I'm gonna take it there. Notice how so attractive people, right? So attractive men or attractive women, right? So notice how people who get sex are a whole lot more confident, they're energetic, they're optimistic, they're happy, they're loud. They're not like loud like in a negative way, but they're loud like in a positive way. Like where it doesn't like agitate people or where it doesn't like irritate people and people aren't like bothered by it. Like they don't mind it. Um, and then some of these people be having like some kind of energy about them that's like uplifting and good about themselves, especially men. Like that confident energy, that good positive like vibe that comes from them. And it isn't, and like I'm not like hella deep into spirituality and shit, but you can just like I don't know, like I have a person like or I know someone that like their personality is like hella cool and they're so chill and laid back that like it like rubs off on me and all that, and I can just like rub off on like the vibe that they have, and it rubs off on me, but in a positive way. And that's basically what I'm trying to say about not all attractive people, but like a vast majority of attractive people. They have like that good energy that radiates on the other people, and that's why it's called attractiveness because they can attract stuff. And then look at the and then I mean yeah, obviously everything comes with pros and cons, and there's some negative shit that's gonna come with being attractive, like haters and all that, and I mean, that's really about it. Really, just fucking haters and people hating on you for being attractive. Like, okay, hey, I'm attractive. Like, I can't turn it off. Like, sorry that you didn't get to win the genetic lottery like my ass did. And I'm not talking about myself literally because I didn't win the genetic lottery. That's not me being negative. That's just me being like realistic or whatever. You can call it what you want to. Oh, you're negative. I'm not being fucking negative, dog. But let's get back on track. Um, Well, like I said, in my last video, there were three different levels of being attractive. There's above average, average, and below average. And then it's like a vast majority of men are going to be in the yellow or the red zone, the average or below average zone, and then maybe a small percentage of men are actually in the green zone. Pause, 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 no homo. It's just a no, this is just a no fact. I don't, it's just a no fact. But yeah. And then I've also seen like certain studies and all that, but these studies were done like a long time ago, or they weren't like done like most recently. So I'm not gonna go off of those, but I guess apparently women you could say that women find a vast majority of people, including men, less attractive, and they find like a very small percentage of people actually attractive and all that. And at the end of the day, hey, maybe a small, vast majority of people actually won the genetic lottery, and a vast majority of niggas lost that shit terribly, horribly. Maybe some of them almost got very close to winning, or got a little close to winning, and you know the rest. But then I also want to talk about something real quick. So let's talk about these attractive women, right? And I said attractive women, and we all know how us men are gonna get all over attractive women, especially the ones that have the bodies, the titties, the big booty, and you already know the little tattoos and shit. Who cares about her eye color? You know what I'm saying? You got your attractive, pretty little female, whatever. And then but here's the difference though. An attractive woman can attract business, opportunities, and attention. Fucking twice as easy. As a matter of fact, there's even a fact that says there's like something that says whatever a man wants, a woman can earn it twice, can get it, obtain it twice as fast or as quickly. I don't exactly know it verbatim, but that was the little thing that I heard, or I think it was like a phrase or something, a phrase or a no fact or whatever. I'm not gonna get into that though. Forget that shit. And I mean, and then I spoke about this in my last video, I think, but yeah, put two birds in a cage, put a man and put a woman in a cage,
Hey y'all, I'm back, man. I don't know what happened. I think my phone just shut off or my phone had like died or whatever, but I just charged my phone for a little bit and now I'm back on. But let me finish what I was talking about. So I think I was talking about the whole oh right. So the video is about being attractive versus being unattractive, part two and all that. The last thing I was speaking on before my phone shut off was so if you put two birds in a cage, one is a male bird, and one is a female bird. The male bird is trapped in that cage and is not allowed to leave that cage or fly or leave the cage. While the female bird, she's allowed to leave the cage. She's allowed to let her spread her wings or spread her legs, yeah. But she's allowed to spread her wings and fly and be free and all that. And uh, yeah, but at the end of the day, it's like attractive people are free. Well, unattractive people have to live in a box. Like they don't get to this. Like you know what I'm saying? Like think about it. Like who wouldn't want to who wouldn't want to live life to the fullest and be able to make some kind of money off of it, or be able to live life and just be live life to the fullest and just be happy and just you know what I'm saying and be free and all that. But also another thing about being I guess you could say another thing about being unattractive is that you can also like people also like people also do treat you based on the way you look, and when you're unattractive people are going to treat you they're going to treat you like you're less than. They're going to underestimate you. They're going to everyone's going to people are going to talk about you. It happens to everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like people are going to talk about you until the day you die, but here's the thing that most people don't tell you. People will talk about you in either a positive way or a negative way till the day you die. Now, this is the thing that people don't be like talking about, or things that or this is the thing that people don't really like. They don't tell you this shit. They don't. But at the end of the day, everybody wants to be talked about in a positive way, not a negative way. Because you'll often like see people coming to you saying like, "Oh, they're talking about me. What if they talk about me? What if they make fun of you, or what if they laugh at you?" But at the end of the day, as long as people are talking about you in a positive way, then that's all that matters. If people are talking about you in a negative way, then fuck those people. If they're not contributing to your life in any kind of way, shape, fashion, or form, then fuck them. They don't matter. They're irrelevant. But I want to talk more about this being attractive versus being unattractive and all that. Oh, yeah, also when it comes to like attractive people, like you always see them like they always seem like healthy. They always seem happy. They you know what I'm saying? Like you don't see attractive people walking around with like low energy. You don't see them walking around all down and all like irritable and all angry and just walking around feeling and looking negative. Unattractive people have to they look like you know what I'm saying. Like I don't even know. It's like people just make this assumption that since you're unattractive that you're like a bad person, or you're a not so good person, or you're less than because you're not attractive. And that's actually very sad and very fucked up that people or yeah, you know what I'm saying? But people will judge you and treat you based off of how you look, and people will just make negative assumptions, and people will also make certain assumptions about you based on the way you look as well. That's also another realization that I came to as well. And it seems like when you're attractive and all that, like people can like will assume a lot of good things about you, but if you're unattractive, then people are gonna assume a lot of bad things about you and all that. And it's really hard enough like being and it's really difficult like enough like with all the BS that like you have to go through for being unattractive and all that. Like for anybody who's watching this video, like have you ever like gotten like a backhanded compliment? And for anybody who's watching this video, if you don't know what a backhanded compliment is, it's basically like it's like let's say for example, like a girl tells you that you're handsome but you look too young, or you're handsome but your belly's too big, or oh you're handsome but you're musty, or you know what I'm saying? Like how is some like how are you gonna like how are you gonna tell some a nigga that he's handsome but he looks too young, or he's too this and that? Like
You might as well have just not opened your mouth and said shit or said anything at all. If you're gonna say that, that's like, okay, if I walk up to a female and I tell her that she's fine and she's pretty, then she's fine and pretty. I'm not gonna tell her that she's fine and pretty, but she has a belly, or you know what I'm saying? Like, if I give somebody a compliment, whether it's a man or a woman, I'm gonna give you a compliment and that's it. I'm not gonna give you a compliment and say some low key slick shit or some low key negative shit under it, and then try to act like I'm your friend or try to act all friendly about it all after the fact. Like that's that fake shit, bro. That's that fake shit. And there's also another thing that comes with being unattractive. You got to deal with people and their backhanded compliments and all their fake shit. And I even noticed like when attract why does it seem like whenever like an unattractive person or like a less attractive person goes somewhere, it seems that like people like it's like, let's say for example, like you try to go over like stay with a friend or something, or stay with a family member or something, and then eventually like and let's just say you're down bad and you're struggling and you just need somewhere to stay until, you know what I'm saying, until something comes together or whatever. These niggas will randomly start bitching and moaning and complaining about every little move you make and every little thing you do, even though you stay out the way and keep to yourself. Like, I don't get that. Like, I don't get how people who stay out the way and keep to themselves are seen as the enemy or seen as the problem. There's also another reason why, like, some people like to stay in their rooms a lot and all that, because it seems like whenever they come out of their rooms, like, everywhere they go, somebody has a problem with them. Somebody's talking shit about them. Somebody's, you know what I'm saying, somebody has some kind of bone to pick with them for nothing. And it seems like when you're unattractive, when you're unattractive, you attract a lot of bad and negative shit. And then when you're attractive, you attract a lot of good and positive stuff. It's like there's positive attractiveness and then there's negative attractiveness. But another thing is that like also like when you're attractive and all that, and like people are more willing to help you. More people they're more kind to you. They're more giving to you. They're more like open, and they're like, because I even noticed that like people have like when you're around like certain people and you're like a less attractive or you're an unattractive person, I've even noticed that like people have like they put their guard up around you for when you're unattractive, but when you're attractive they drop their guard and they're more like open. They're more open. They're more kind to you. They're more talkative and they're more interactive with you. They're more willing to help you or willing to do stuff for you, whether it's sexually or non-sexually. But I don't even mean in that even kind of that context, but just like I'm gonna give you a couple of examples. Like actually I can't give you any examples. Never mind. But like you notice how like some girls, like let's say for example, let's say like a woman, she'll cook for an attractive man, but she won't lift a finger, or won't want to do anything for the unattractive man. And this isn't me complaining about women and talking about women. I don't do that shit. I don't condone that bullshit on my channel. But I do like to talk about certain topics and certain things that are related to women or the opposite gender, whichever one you want to call it. But yeah, notice how attractive people they can always attract some kind of money. They can always like attract they can and then when you're attractive, you can attract multiple sources of income. Like this is why you see like a lot of these attractive people are rich, they're physically fit, they're mentally good, and they're financially stable and all this. Well, an unattractive person, you gotta you can't attract no income. You can't attract no opportunities. You gotta have like you gotta have hella skills, have hella money, have it's like you gotta overly compensate for shit that doesn't like truly matter in the long run. Like let's say and then even like sex and all that. Like you always see like these attractive people, and obviously they're attractive, so they can always attract like sexual partners or sex partners or attract relationships, and then it's a whole lot more. It's like and then how come it seems like if you're unattractive, you gotta have like twice as much resources and have twice as much this and that to me get somebody or to get one piece of pussy, when there's attractive people out there who can hardly do bare minimum or even less than bare minimum, and it's just like, I'm not saying it's just gonna come out the sky. Like, you still have to put in some kind of work, and you still got to put in some kind of grind to get that shit. Like, but you know what I'm saying. And then another thing I want to actually speak about real quick is I already spoke. I said it. I said what I needed to say for this part, but yeah. So I said how attractive people, they can attract they can attract like partners, they can attract money, they can attract like positive things into their life. Well, unattractive people attract negative things into their life. Like, hold on. Like, they attract things into their life like poverty, struggling, wage slaving, a boring and repetitive life cycle. Like, an attractive person, they can live life like I said before. They can live life to the fullest, and they can have fun, and they can have the time of their life. But what does the unattractive person do? All they can do is get up, go to work, and go home. They don't get to live life to the fullest. They don't get to really live life. They don't really get to be free. And then they got to work twice as, and then being unattractive, you have to work twice as hard. You got to do. It's like you have to go. It's like you have to go to the extreme for everything when you're unattractive. But when you're attractive, you have to do much less work, and you have to go through much less BS and much less stuff. And that's a fact. Hey, for anyone watching this video, I got to lower my voice a little bit. One of my family members just woke up and all that. So I got to keep my voice low and all that. I don't want these nosy ass motherfuckers to know what I'm talking about or what I'm saying and shit. So, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, people will never want to blatantly admit it, but unattractive people gotta live. It's hell for unattractive people, and it's heaven for attractive people. Hold on. Shh. Hey y'all, oh, my bad for the awkward silence, but yeah. But like I said, you see like a lot of attractive people with like these attractive, like they're attractive. Like, not only like they have like, I mean, like visually like, they're attractive to look at, but then it's like their energy, their personality, their vibe, and their spirit is also attractive as well. And this is why you see like a lot of attractive people have a lot of people around them and all that. But and then also like attractive people, they get nothing but they get like a lot of love, a lot of positive reinforcement, a lot of backup, a lot of support, and an attractive person doesn't get he doesn't get those qualities and traits and things that I just brought up just now. He doesn't get none of that shit. He doesn't. Like, an unattractive person could have the exact same qualities and traits that an attractive person has, like personality wise, but if he doesn't have the appearance and all that, then people are going to treat him terribly, and then that's going to have a negative effect on his or her mental health from being treated like a certain kind of way, from being unattractive and all that. And I've even noticed that and like I said before, I've even noticed that like people will go to the extreme, and they'll drop anything for an attractive person. These niggas will do anything for an attractive person. Like, I've had, like, no homo, but I have attractive family members. Women have, like, they can meet a woman one time, and they can get her phone number. They can learn damn near everything about her from one end or from this one conversation. Um, I have attractive family members who can meet women, and they have women that they literally just met cooking for them, doing all kinds of nice things for them, getting car rides home from work, and all kinds of cool and nice favors, or all kinds of or people will give you certain kinds of special requests and do certain shit for you because you're attractive. But when you're unattractive, nobody is gonna want to do shit for you. Nobody's gonna want to help you. Like when you're unattractive, you're damn near a lone wolf, bro. Like it's fucking ass, bro. This shit's fucking garbage. It's trash, bro. Like when you're attractive, people are willing to help you, and people are like more like on your side. And then when you're less attractive, then it seems like people are more against you. I mean, then you do have some ugly people that can be that are then you have some ugly people that are successful, and but how often do you really see that though? How often do you see like unattractive people getting the exact same treatment that attractive people get? I keep repeating myself because I'm slowly beginning to run out of shit to say for this video, but um attractive people, they can always I forgot what I was saying right now. I lost track. I've been up for damn near hell long, so I'm starting to like get tired and starting to like lose like my train of thought and all that. So excuse me if I repeat some of the stuff that I be saying over and over again. But it's like I don't know. It's like people are more kind to you when or a whole lot more kind and sweet to you for being for attractive, but then people are more like resentful and don't want nothing to do with you or treat you like you don't exist when you're unattractive. And these kind of treatment can also make somebody. This is why you see people like crashing out, or you see people snapping, or you know what I'm saying, like. And then also I also notice like when like you also see like a lot of unattractive people like is also why you see like a lot of unattractive people. They gotta like wear have like jewelry, designer. They gotta wear like Nike, Gucci, Louis, Polo, Lacoste, all kinds of designer brand name materialistic worldly possessions because the unattractive people, they know that they're unattractive and that they have to go to the extreme and they have to overly compensate for how unattractive they are by having all this shit. Like this is why like for example, this is why my mom be like, yo, Elijah, you need to have a six-figure job and a car and all this, that, and the third. But then there's probably attractive people out there who don't have a lot or don't have too much or don't really have a lot, and they can still get women whether they have a lot or whether they have nothing. But then you have this unattractive person. If he tries to attract a woman and he doesn't have a lot, then it's gonna be a problem and all that. So that's also another thing that I picked up on as well. When you're attractive, it's a whole lot easier for you. But when you're unattractive, you have to go to the extreme and you got to like work twice as hard to achieve shit that other people don't really have to put in this much work for. And it's like, I don't know, the shit just gets fucking irritating, bro. Like niggas are fed the fuck up with this bullshit. It's like you got to go to the extreme for damn near everything. Like everything has to be a challenge. Everything has to be a chore. Nothing can just be fun and easy and just lay back and chill. Like I honestly think it's very cool and it's hella cool how attractive people they can actually just be themselves and they can still like be successful and they can like attract all kinds of positive things that will help them later on in the long run. Well, an unattractive person has to live in hell, or has to live life like it's hell, man. I even noticed that like growing up as a kid and all that, like I didn't really see none, or as a teenager at least, I didn't really see none of the other attractive boys or girls getting picked on and bullied. It was always like the less attractive boys and the less attractive girls that were getting talked about and getting picked on and getting bullied and getting into altercations. And yeah. And it's like attractive people, they can attract positive and good luck, and then unattractive people can attract negative and bad luck. That's really just my take and my perspective and my point of view on this shit. If anybody in the comment section wants to say something, you're more than welcome to. I'm always open to like suggestions and all that. I'm always like communicating with my subscribers or communicating with people who take the time out of their day to listen to what I had to say, and people who invest their energy into my channel. and all that. And for the second time, I appreciate and love everybody. Pause, no homo, because the vast majority of the people who watch my channel are guys. But I love y'all and I appreciate y'all for all the love and support that y'all have given me throughout my journey on YouTube and all that. And like I said, if there's some kind of way that I could give back in some kind of way, shape, fashion, or form, I would do it. But I don't have the funds or the money to do that shit. So that is not going to happen at all. But then also, I've also seen this as well. Like, also, you can go on like sometimes I be going on like these social media platforms and all that. And another thing I want to speak on real quick is that a vast majority of people try to portray or look like they're living this lifestyle that they like, if it really came down to it, they really wouldn't be able to afford to live that lifestyle or live the way that they're living. And they're yeah, most people are just living for other people and all that. But then the people like you already know the people with like the blue checks by their names and all that, they can actually afford to live that life. They can actually afford to do that shit. They're not faking that lifestyle. They're not faking it. And if you think about it, when it comes to social media, a lot of people they only post the good times. They only post like the good, like when they're smiling and when they're having fun or when they're doing something they like or whatever. But you'll never see them like down. They'll never see them post about being down bad or being depressed or oh I got rent and bills to pay or stuff like that. Yeah, vast majority of people they're faking it. They're just faking it for attention or approval from other people, whoever they want approval from, or some kind of attention. Then you got the people who can literally and actually can afford the like and can actually afford the lifestyle, and they're not trying to show off. They don't need to show off or ball out or go all out just to get some approval from people. Like they're rich. They already got the approval and everything else that they need from people. They don't need shit. And even like look at these look at these healthy and fit people. Like even fit people. Like even people who work like these like for anybody who watches who has like an Instagram account or has like a social media account, right? Like go on these social media platforms and you see like these muscular, fit, ripped, cut and toned, attractive people, whether they're men or women, pause, and they're like, notice how they're successful, they're happy, they're healthy, especially they're mentally healthy, they're physically healthy, they're emotionally healthy, and they're spiritually healthy. Notice how you see like a lot of it, how you notice like how you see some attractive people talking about like spirituality or like cautiousness or being woke and all that. And when you're attractive and all that, that's why they also talked about like the law of attraction. Like think about this. The law of attraction for an attractive person will work. The law of attraction wouldn't work for an unattractive or less attractive person. That's why it's called the law of attraction. That's why it's called attractive, because the law of attraction, it'll work for an attractive person. It'll for surely work for an attractive person, but for a less attractive or unattractive person, the law of attraction isn't gonna work. Or if the law of attraction does work, they're gonna have to, as always, they're gonna have to go to the extreme, or they're gonna have to put in twice as much work and go through twice as much hell and back and this, that, and the third to get it. Well, the attractive person has to do much less for it. Like at the end of the day, like when it comes to when it comes to like unattractive people or us unattractive people, it's a struggle, bro. Especially socially, making friends, trying to connect with people, it's a whole lot more difficult. But for an attractive person, it's easy to connect with other people. It's easy to make friends. It's easy to find a partner. It's easy to like not fit in and all that, but it's easy for you to like blend in or whatever. It's easy for you to like, because people are more willing and people are a whole lot more accepting towards attractive people, but towards an unattractive person, people are more like aggressive towards you. People, it's like you basically got to like pay for people. It's like you basically got to pay for like I don't know. It's like people are putting a price tag on or putting a price tag on their a price tag on. You can't put a price tag on love. You can't put a price tag on your heart. You can't put a price tag on being a genuine person. You can't put a price tag on genuine love and affection. You can't put a price tag on these things. You can't. And that's also, and I'm not even trying to be on no negative or pessimistic shit, but that's also a very sad thing that people got to put a price tag on sex, put a price tag on love, put a price tag on affection and genuine love. Like these things aren't supposed to have a price tag on them. These concepts, these concepts should not have to have a price tag on it. These things should be free for everybody. Everybody deserves love, no matter how attractive or unattractive they are. Everyone deserves to be loved. Everybody deserves affection. Everybody deserves to be loved and held. Everybody deserves positive reinforcement. Oh yeah, I'm also gonna talk for a few more minutes and then shut this video off. But have anyone ever noticed that like attractive people they get like the happy, not all, okay, obviously not all attractive people obviously, but let's say a certain percentage of them, a certain percentage of these niggas begin the little happy ending that they wanted, and they get what they want in the end. And then we have the unattractive person who wanted the happy ending but never got it, and he doesn't get the happy ending, he doesn't get the good ending. Or I mean, or how rare is it for these unattractive people like me or unattractive people like us to make it out? Like when's the last time, like, you know what I'm saying? That's rare. Like for example, I'm getting rich. Like uh getting rich is a very rare thing. That's why you see a very small percentage of people are rich, and then the vast majority of people are lower middle class or poor. But I swear on everything I love, you always see these attractive people and they have multiple sources of income. They're damn near rich. They're living their best life. They're living their life to the fullest. They get to be happy. They get to have their freedom and be happy and be free. Well, the unattractive person, you're in a cage. You don't know. You're only limited to certain things. You don't get to spread your wings and fly and be free. Nope, your ass is stuck in that cage. And every time you try to come out that motherfucker, you're just gonna get put right back in that cage. Like an attractive person will always be free, but an unattractive and ugly man, an ugly person, an unattractive person, or a much less attractive person will never be free. You're always gonna have to like it's like everything you do, especially if it involves people, will always have to have some kind of strings attached to it. Like you know what I'm saying? But attractive people can do stuff and there's no strings attached to it. Like notice like how like I want to talk about like just sex and dating real quick. So notice how like an attractive person, let's say for example an attractive person is down bad, he's struggling, he doesn't have a lot, he's broke, doesn't have his shit together, but he's somehow magically still getting women and meeting women and sleeping with women. But then let an unattractive person not have his shit together. Let him struggle. Let him be in a down bad position, and he'll get treated. He's treated like worse than Hitler, or he's just treated like he's the enemy, or he's a horrible human being for struggling and not having anything and that. And it's like people are a whole lot more harsher to you when you're unattractive and all that. And people will be like, "Oh, life is harsh" and all that. But then it's like life is harsh for you. Life isn't harsh for everybody else. And everybody has to work. Yeah, attractive people. Here's the thing: an attractive man or an attractive woman doesn't have to give hours of their life to earn basic necessities. Well, a vast majority of Americans who are unattractive or less attractive, or average at least, have to give up hours of their lives just to barely get by and to barely be able to afford basic human necessities. Attractive people I bet attractive people, they don't have issues with paying their phone bill. I bet they don't have an issue with paying off with their pay or taking care of their basic human needs and necessities. But an unattractive person, oh yeah, no, you got to go through hell to get your needs met. You got to go to the extreme to get your needs met. Nope. You don't get to this. You don't get to this be free and just live a simple, easy, peaceful, laid back ass lifestyle and just relax and chill. But nope. Everything has to be on hard mode. Everything has to be on survival mode. Like, I'm not even trying to be negative or pessimistic, and I'm not trying to complain or bitch, but nigga, being unattractive or being ugly is a full time job because you got to go to the extreme for everything. And when I say everything, nigga, I mean everything out this bitch. You have to go to the extreme for everything. Like, I don't know, it just gets very tiring, it's very irritating and all that. And then I've even noticed that like a lot of people are a whole lot more encouraging to an attractive person or to attractive people, while people are a whole lot more discouraging and less encouraging towards unattractive people. Like, let's say an attractive person says, "Oh, one day I want to do this and that when I grow up." "Oh, yes, you can do it, man. We got you, bro. You're good, bro. You're good." But let an unattractive person do it, and "Oh, nah, bro. You got to work and you got to go to school, man. You got That's why nah, bro. You can't do that, brother. You got to work and you got to go to school and get a job, bro." Like, this is what we talking about. Like, society doesn't fuck with unattractive people though. But then these are the same unattractive people who contribute to society as well. But society doesn't really give a fuck about its citizens like that. At the end of the day, it really doesn't. And at the end of the day, it's like you have a very small percentage of people who are very attractive and very handsome or whatever, and then you see a vast majority of people who are average, below average, or less average in looks. And obviously, and obviously everyone's gonna side with the very small percentage of attractive people. Like, not everyone's gonna be born with certain genetics or be born with certain eye colors and certain hair and maybe certain genetics that can help them build muscle and all that. And speaking of being unattractive versus being unattractive, actually, my living situation is actually bad right now, and I'm trying to get back into Reno and all that. But then, my dad and I gotta fucking live with this bitch and deal with her bullshit and all that. And I don't want to go back there and deal with her bullshit and all that. I just want to go back to the gym so bad, bro. I just want to go back to Planet Fitness, bro, and just go all in at Planet Fitness. Like, I have the time and energy to do this shit. I don't see why not. And then think about this shit. All the unattractive people, they're fit and they're healthy. But an unattractive person, they're overweight, they're obese, heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, and a bunch of other physical and mental health problems and all that. And I mean, everybody deals with mental health issues, even attractive people, even unattractive people. And I feel like deep down, like a lot of people or some people who watch my videos know deep down that I'm correct and I'm right, but they choose not to see it or they don't want to see it. I feel like a lot of people are right about certain topics and certain things, and some people are just they don't want to see or they choose not to see it. I've said damn near everything I needed to say for this video. I'm not gonna sit here and talk for damn near. I'm not gonna sit here and talk for a long time. I've said everything I needed to say. It's your boy Elijah B. Like, comment, and subscribe down below. Yeah, thank you for everybody who tuned in and who showed love and support and watched the video and listened to everything I had to say. Thanks for hearing me out, man. Thanks for listening to me. Have a good night. Elijah B. out.